You are out of my league. Got my heartbeat racing. If I die, don't wake me. 'Cause you are out of my league. Got my heartbeat racing. If I die, don't wake me. 'Cause you are.
Okay, and I'm going to do a clap sync.
Okay.
You want to go at the same time?
Yeah, that makes sense.
On 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, extra.
Well,
here we are.
we're rolling.
There isn't a red light on the cameras.
There is not.
So we'll cure it probably if it dies.
Yeah, we should be able to.
Yeah. All right, so we're synced.
Yeah,
we're recording.
We're rolling. We don't have to put this in yet.
No, we're gonna cut this for sure.
For sure. Oh, I will start a timer.
That's smart.
Yep. And I am starting now. Welcome back to Out of Our League. I don't know why I looked at that camera. That's yours.
It is fine.
Mine's right
That
here.
camera can't even see you.
No, I'm completely out of frame. I got so used to the FaceTime in the first one, I don't know where to look now.
Yeah, exactly what I was feeling.
Jesus. Well, here we are, second episode.
Mm-hmm. Rolling right along.
You came fully prepared.
I did. I got notes, 2 pages of notes.
I have one note that I took.
I'm just dumb, and I would forget everything I wanted to say.
No, that's good. You're gonna keep us on track. I have one note about the artist that we got to. The rest is just gonna be off the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a screenshot of a weird NHL stat that happened.
Okay.
So we can get into that. Where do you want to start? How do you want to? You got any?
I think it's gonna take longer on the artist.
So you want to jump into that first?
We could do that, or save that for last.
Let's save it for last. We were real music heavy in the first one,
Mm-hmm.
so let's just start with
Let's get some sports rolling.
Yeah, because we are also a sports
It's
podcast.
just it's a weird time for sports.
Yeah,
There's not a lot going on, but at the same time there is.
I know you have some MLB topics to hit on.
Yeah.
So
Not a lot, and a lot is happening.
awesome.
So basically, there's a deadline on Monday
Okay.
set for the agreement, and the agreement is between the Players Association and the MLB itself. They're in a disagreement about the collective bargaining agreement, which is the rules of employment and the financial structure of the game.
Mm.
So it has to do with like how much players are going to be paid, pretty
Right.
much. And obviously the Players Association wants to be paid a good amount of money.
For
and
sure.
then the MLB wants all the money. So there's
Who-
kind of just that going on.
Super cool.
Yeah. So the deadline is Monday. And if the deadline isn't, satisfied, like if they don't come to an agreement on
Right.
Monday, the season's going to be shortened because they're going to start canceling games.
Okay, just like the first half.
Yeah, starting with like the first games, you're just going to start canceling games
Until.
there's the agreement.
Okay.
And then this is from the MLB. Games not played, there won't be money paid,
Okay.
and the games won't be made up. So they're just not going to happen.
Interesting. So, dumb brain. I don't
Mhm.
really mess with baseball at all. Do the pro players have an option to be able to play in the minors until a negotiation, a contract is figured out for this agreement, or are they just like, just sit, just?
That's a good question. I actually have no answer for that.
I know in like the last big like NHL lockout or whatever, I think that was like 2005. I can't remember. There was a bunch of the pro players that did end up in the minors and just spent the season there since there was no NHL season. So I just didn't know if MLB players had that kind of option.
I haven't seen anything on that. I'm not sure how the power structure works. Like, I don't know if the MLB like oversees the minor league at all.
Right.
So I don't know if they would allow that or care at all.
Right.
But I could see that happening with some of the stars, but more likely I would see it happening with like
The younger players and
people
stuff.
on the bench.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I know hopefully for you there's a season. I know you want to watch the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I've got other teams that I watch, but it's mainly the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I just knew those were your boys.
Yeah. The other teams I watch, it's really for specific players.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Was that all the
Yeah, pretty much. Just the
gotta get it figured out?
Yeah, they gotta compromise somewhere because they're gonna lose out on money because there's not gonna be games to watch.
Right.
And there's no
all those sponsorships and ad deals and everything. They're gonna lose a bunch of money there.
Oh
so
yeah.
What do you do?
That's another big problem. And then they just introduced like doubleheader games last season, or the season before, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But for sure, last season they had doubleheader games, and that was to make up for loss of like COVID games. And the players are trying to get them to at least agree to canceled games being doubleheaders later on in the season.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but the MLB's like, no, you're just gonna lose the money,
Right.
which hurts them because they lose money too.
Right. I don't know. I don't know how there's a way like, I don't keep up with it, like I said, but how can both sides like win that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Someone's going to have to give at some point. So
We'll see.
That's fun.
Robert Manfred, the big honcho of the MLB, not a cool guy. So
doesn't sound like I haven't really ever heard good things about him just via Twitter.
People don't like him.
Well,
that's where I'm gonna leave my opinions on Robert Manfred.
Well, Robert Manfred, we know you're watching. Just get it done. You know,
Just
let the boys play.
Make it happen.
Yeah. Do whatever you got to do. I mean, switching topics real quick, one of the big stories right now in the NHL is the Arizona Coyotes. So they were in a position where they weren't going to have an arena. Like their contract was up with the arena they're in. And
The building itself?
Yeah, the building itself. I can't remember what their stadium
So
is
they like
currently.
lease it? They don't...
I think they were, if I remember right, behind on payments and stuff for
that's
their
good.
agreement. And so they were just like, yeah, you're not playing here next year. Like,
I mean, that makes sense.
you can finish this year, but after that, figure it out. And I think they're currently getting a new stadium approved in Glendale or something. I can't remember what town. They're trying to get a new one approved. I don't know if it has yet or not. But in the time being, for however long it takes, they're going to be playing at ASU, the college.
That's kind of cool.
They're going to be playing in their stadium, so they're adding like new facilities for the NHL players and stuff because there has to be certain regulations,
right
for them.
Yeah.
So they're setting up more for that, but now they're just going to be playing in like a 5,000 cap college stadium, which doesn't look great for the NHL.
No,
You're limiting
doesn't
the amount
look
of people.
great for Arizona Coyotes.
No, I mean their attendance isn't great as is. They're not.
Is it just because it's Arizona?
I think it's the market it's in. Like, you've got Austin Matthews, who's from there originally, one of the star players of the league.
Yeah.
It's like there's interest there. I think it's just the team itself has been struggling for a while now and has had problems. And so people don't really come out, from what I understand. I think part of it just has to do with the town too. It sounds like that's kind of like a retirement city maybe. And so like you got some...
Where are the Coyotes at? Are they in Phoenix?
Fuck me.
Tucson?
I feel like it's... I gotta look it up now. I'm mad that I don't remember.
Glendale. I think Glendale has a lot of retirement. I think that's where older people go.
Well, then I'm probably just saying all the wrong shit right now, which wouldn't surprise
I don't know
me.
anything
I'm
about
so
Arizona,
unprepared.
but
Let's see. Oh, well, they do play here in a minute against the Golden Knights. Good luck.
Vegas is gonna wipe them.
They are in. What the fuck? Why is it not telling me the location?
They don't want
Oh,
you to
they're
know.
in Glendale. They're in Glendale.
Oh.
So I don't remember. I could have swore it said the new stadium they're trying to get is in Glendale too. I don't see why you wouldn't, if you're already having problems there, though, try to go to one of the bigger cities of Arizona,
Yeah,
like
there's
Phoenix or
there's
Tucson.
a lot of bigger cities than Glendale for sure.
But we'll see what happens with them. The only
Something similar happened with the Blue Jays last season.
oh really?
Because of COVID, they weren't allowed in Canada.
Oh yeah, they were playing down in like Florida, right?
Buffalo,
Buffalo.
New York, because that's their
I knew
that's
that.
their minor league affiliate. So they just basically moved everybody down. I don't know where AA went, but AAA went to the AA stadium,
Okay,
and then the Blue Jays basically lived in New York.
that's kind of cool though.
Yeah, and then they like upgraded. I think it was called Tunadin,
Is that the name of the arena?
the park. Yeah, but they like upgraded it and put like MLB bullpens, so now the AAA team has like a super nice park.
God, you know they're stoked.
Oh yeah, and then like they're back in Canada now. The Blue Jays are so.
Weren't I'm probably wrong. Florida team,
Miami?
probably. I could have swore there was a Florida team I heard about that was in talks of splitting their season half the time in Florida, half the time up in Canada. They were looking at playing up in Canada. I feel like it was Ontario. I can't remember, but I know there was talks about that. I saw it on Twitter there for a minute, and it got shut down pretty quick where they were just like, no, you're not doing that. I don't know if you knew anything about it.
No.
Something to look into.
It might have
You'd be
been
able to figure it out.
might have
more.
been the Rays, because I could see the Rays doing that. I don't think the Marlins really have the money to do that.
Okay.
I could see the Rays doing that because they've been playing great. So
Right. I don't remember the reasoning for it. I don't know if it's just like for some reason they have a big fan base there or like had ties there for some reason. I just remember hearing something or reading something about that not too long ago.
I'll have to look into that. That's interesting.
Probably wrong. The only other the screenshot I was alluding to from the NHL was on Tuesday, right? You know, the whole 2/2/22
Yeah.
that day. So,
White people really loved that.
oh, dude, we go nuts for dumb stuff like that. We're just all about fake
I saw
holidays.
somebody going, dude, I can't wait for 3:33.
Good luck.
Months don't work that way.
Oh my god. Just side note, there was something like electrifying before we moved past it to where it'd be like 6606. I don't know why I did 6, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
999. Yeah.
We're living this day, and it's not gonna happen again for like 1,000 years.
Right. There's
Yeah.
something as a kid that was like, today's crazy.
It's like
today's special.
seeing like a comet or something.
Right.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
I didn't know that 2/2/22 Tuesday was a big deal. I didn't know it was a thing until that day happened. I got on Twitter and people were going nuts, and I was like, all right.
And I
this
still
is a
didn't
thing.
care.
Yeah. This is what really like made me pay attention to it though. I don't even see the account that posted this. Oh, so NHL Breakers. It says Kevin Fiala, number 22, scored his second point on the 22nd shot of the game to tie the game at 2-2 in the second period. Fiala finished the period as a +2 and registered 22 and 2 seconds of ice time in the game, which fell on Tuesday, 2/22/22.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so
He broke the timeline.
yeah, nothing's gonna be the same now. Like
Yeah.
we're in a different dimension. Shit's fucked. What?
Probably gonna take this out, but he caught.
So, you know, weird stuff, wacky stuff.
Yeah. No, that's. What are the odds of that is insane.
Yeah, I want to know what person like paid that close attention to, you know what I mean? To like
Yeah.
care, like why?
Yeah.
Why
Well,
did
that's
you?
like the it's a big deal in baseball to have like 2 on 2 out second inning. So
Okay,
maybe they were kind of looking for something like that because they knew
Probably.
that it was 2-22-22.
right?
But at the same time, what a fucking nerd.
Yeah, what a reach, you know? Like they were so stoked as soon as they put that post up. They're like, "Oh, people are gonna go fucking nuts! Like, I'm gonna get so many like mentions and shit." And here we are talking about it,
Yeah.
just because.
And
What
he
a wacky
definitely
thing.
can hear us. So.
For sure, he's watching. Give us a follow. Share us on your page.
Yeah. We'll find the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll tag him in this.
Hey,
we'll
we
tag
talked
him-
about you.
Yeah, we'll tag him in the Instagram clip. Sweet.
Hey, guy.
Never mind. No free clout. You're
Yeah.
gone. You're not getting talked about.
We're done.
How are your Kraken doing?
Oh, yeah, I have notes
You
on
got
that.
notes on that?
So they're on a pretty big losing streak right now.
Yeah.
I think it's 6 now. 6 games.
Oh yikes! I know the Islanders just beat them the other night.
6-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was stoked. I'm sorry.
They wiped them.
Yeah.
It was fast goals in like the first period, and then I think they just held the lead for the rest of the game. But yeah, they're on like a 6-game losing streak. The record for them right now is like 16, 34, and 4.
I know they're at the bottom.
Yeah, they're not doing good. Watching them last night, the only thing that I can think of is they just don't make quality shots.
Oh, okay.
They make good shots and shots go in, obviously. They don't make enough quality shots.
Right.
Like their possession's pretty decent. Defense, they have one of the better goalies in the league.
Yeah, I've been curious about that because Gru was at Colorado
Mhm.
before he ended up going out there, and he was a runner-up for goaltender of the year. I loved watching him play. He was good for Colorado. I was very scared when he left and we got Kemper, but I've been pretty blown away with Colorado's goaltending.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I figured would be a problem with Gru when he left was Colorado has very good defensemen.
Mhm.
They're very good at defense. Cale Makar, arguably best defenseman in the league right now.
Number one
He-
overall.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I forgot I was even wearing his number just then.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
It all ties in.
Gotta rep the boy. Love Cale Makar. But yeah, he had really strong defensemen in front of him that would help take away those shot opportunities and help clean stuff up. I mean,
Mhm.
even Graves and oh my God, I can't believe I'm Sam Girard. Like, Graves is gone now too. He went to New Jersey, but they had a solid defense. And with him out there, new team, chemistry isn't all the way there yet. I figured it was going to be a big challenge.
Yeah.
So,
I think they lost a lot of their first games because they didn't have a home arena.
yeah.
It's a brand new team, new city. None of those guys have probably played together ever. There's a lot of the old Bruins guys. That was something that they brought up Thursday night because they played the Bruins Thursday. There's like 5 people that used to play for the Bruins, but I don't think most of them played together on the Bruins.
Oh, really? They just
Yeah.
all happened to be there? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a bunch of factors of getting into a groove. But I think they're settling in. They still have a lot to figure out, though.
Right. I mean, you can't be too hard on them with them being a new team and trying to get everything figured out.
Mhm.
But there was definitely high hopes for them just because how well Vegas came out of the gate their first year
Yeah.
and just how strong they've been. So they had a lot to live up to, but they'll be fine. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
They'll get it figured
You're
out
right.
for sure.
what do you do? Shit. I forgot what I was about to say. I lost it just talking about that. We were talking about the Islanders just a second ago. Zdeno Chara just got the record for most games played by a defenseman, so that's sick.
Oh, that's
love,
cool.
Love Zdeno. I thought it was like 1600 something. It's like 1652, I think, off the top of my head.
Is that straight or just overall?
Overall, I can't remember who holds.
That would be crazy if that was straight. Never mind.
No, someone just broke that record though this season, I believe. Is it Keith Yandel? I can't remember. Somebody broke, I think, the record of most games consecutively played recently, and for some reason I thought it was Yandel, but probably completely wrong.
We could put it on screen if he was wrong. You're probably right.
I'm
though.
scared
I
now.
believe you.
Yeah, just I don't know. Love Colorado. That's my team, right? I think we addressed that in the first episode.
I mean, you're wearing
I'm wearing the jersey. I got the hat. I just hit the mic.
We're
okay,
good.
it didn't peak too hard.
It wasn't
I also love the Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the other team I watch closely, and like Seattle, they've struggled this season. They went from, I think they made the semifinals last year in the playoffs and lost to Tampa. Fuck Tampa. They first 13 games of the season were on the road because their arena wasn't done yet. And then I think they lost like 4 or 5 of the first games in their new arena. Just were not having a great start, and they'll go through these like little flashes where it's like, okay, they've got it. The Seattle game was like, they're looking good.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're figuring it out. They're probably not going to make the playoffs unless they just go on a crazy run right now. But
anything can happen.
Anything could happen. All I'm hoping for is Colorado, though. I thought for sure they were going to get it 2 years ago. They lost to Dallas in Game 7, I think. If I remember right, I think that was the semifinals. Probably. And then, yeah, because then Dallas went to play Tampa, and Tampa won it that year. Then the next year, we've steamrolled. I play on the team. We steamrolled St. Louis, just shut them out. And then we get Vegas. I went to that first game. We beat them like 7-0, 7-1. I can't remember. It was electric. That was so much fun to be at.
For it to be Vegas too.
Right. And just walking back to our hotel from the stadium, everybody was out at bars. Everybody was leaving in their jerseys, just like cheering, freaking out. It was a great time. And then just to watch them fall apart the way they did against Vegas hurt. They barely won the second game, I think, in OT, and then I think they lost every game after that, if I remember right.
Did they just get a big head about the first game? Or do you think Vegas figured them out?
Well, part of it, I think, was goaltending in the first game. They didn't have Marc-Andre Fleury in net because he just played a heavy series. Before that, I believe that was against Minnesota. They played like the night before and then had to come play Colorado the next night.
That'd be tough.
So they get right. So they're tired from the game before. They put in their backup goalie, Robin Lehner, who's a very good goalie, you know. But I don't know if he had played in any of the games before that. I can't remember, honestly, if Robin Lehner had played in the playoffs yet or if that was his first one of the series or season. So I think it was just a mix of things. Colorado was rolling hot from just trampling St. Louis, just running them over. And Vegas was worn out from, I think the Minnesota series was a 7-game series. So they were tired. They were just coming off of that. And I don't really know what went wrong. They fell apart, and it was very sad. So Colorado's looking great this year. They went on like a 13 or 14 game win streak.
Jeez.
I think that was their longest home winning streak. I can't remember. It was a fun run to watch. It got broken. I know they just lost to Boston the other night too, but they're playing Winnipeg, I think, at
that should be it.
8:30. So excited for that. Hopefully they can truck them.
Winnipeg's kind of how Kraken is, but they're doing a little better.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I hope this is the year. I hope so badly.
I would love to see it.
They got
watching your defeated face after the playoffs last season.
It
hurt me.
It hurt. We got Landeskog to stay We got him. McKinnon's struggled with injuries this season, COVID, all that. He's back for now, I believe. Rantanen's been on fire. Kadri is a very strong argument for MVP of the league this season. He's been going nuts. Hopefully he can stay out of trouble come playoffs. I think it's the last 2 playoffs he's gotten suspended for bad hits. So
that's sick.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep up what he's doing.
Figure it out after 2, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I think he's had it happen 3 times now, but I think it was 2 in a row, and then the other one was with Toronto. There might have just been 2. I can't remember. But more than he should have. Yeah.
I think 1 is plenty.
Yeah.
Like, you should be done after 1.
Right. He's just been rolling, so you love to see it. Want him to keep going. I really don't have any other news I can think of out of the NHL or just tidbits about it.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, no more notes on it? No? Is the rest of yours about our artist?
I think so.
All right,
I think we covered that. We're not really paying that much attention to other sports right now. The only thing really going on other than that is NBA.
Yeah, and how bad the All-Star weekend went, apparently.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it went pretty bad.
I just saw the clips on Twitter. I didn't care enough to actually pull it up and watch it.
Yeah. All I know is this is a good transition, is what happened with the artist.
Yes.
That we're going to talk about.
This is pretty much the reason why we chose to do the artist.
Kind of.
We didn't do a random number generator this time. We were talking about how bad the All-Star weekend went via us seeing it on Twitter. The funnest thing I saw from it was a dude dunking Tim's. I was like, it's nothing crazy, but it's a good
It's
meme.
going to be really hard to top.
2016.
Especially the dunk contest
Yeah.
of Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
That's like one of the better ones.
For sure. But we were talking about the celebrity game, and I keep looking at the fucking ground. I keep forgetting that it's right there. We're talking about the celebrity game. I just did it again. And I guess it's a thinking thing. I think I have to look down to be able to think.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I can't do it looking at you right now.
You can't think?
No, your face is freaking me out.
Well, if I look away.
No.
I'll address the camera.
No, I'll just look. I'm going to get it this time. So, had a clip come up of MGK practicing for the All-Star weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And his trainer was like, he knows if he hits rim, we start the drill over. And it was him just, hitting threes.
Yeah.
Looked good,
Right.
He hit a good amount in a row. 5 or 6, I don't know.
Yeah.
Swished all of them. And then you just see the clips of him on Twitter of just bricking shots.
Oh,
and
straight up just like sprinting, facing away from the rim.
Yeah.
And then just turn and jump and throw the ball.
Yeah.
And
not a good look.
Doesn't touch the rim, doesn't touch the net. The drill didn't even start at that point.
Yeah. It just wasn't even close to it. So talking about that at work, and we were like, hey, let's just listen to MGK. Let's just do it. Let's get it done with.
And this one, there is a bias. I tried really hard listening to not have a bias. I think I did okay.
I tried to. Going into it, I didn't like MGK.
Trying my hardest not to think about.
Do it.
We're gonna get into it. Not to think about just who he is as a person. Just think about his music.
For sure. Will you do our favorite sound of his real quick?
Yeah. Such a suicide.
Perfect. That's all I could think of, like, whenever we were about to listen to him, is how much I hated that song. But
And then emo
girls. Ugh. I don't want to talk about that one. We didn't have to listen to that one, thankfully. If we're gonna start from the beginning of MGK, it probably was like my freshman or sophomore year. I think it was my freshman year. I had his Lace Up mixtape.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to lie. I don't think I told you about that whenever we were listening to it. I had the Lace Up mixtape on my little iPod, and I would listen to it. There was stuff I liked about it. But after that, like, I just didn't seek out his music after that. I didn't really care. Like, Wild
It
Boy
didn't
was
impact you.
No, Wild Boy was the only song where I was like, yeah, that song's cool, but it's because it's got Waka in it, you know? Like,
It's hard to hate anything Waka Flocka does.
for sure. So, other than that, I just didn't look up his music. And then he started having these radio hits, and I was like, these are very generic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these aren't for me,
Yeah.
you know? So it was an experience going through it. Like, starting out, there were some songs that I believe carried over from the Lace Up mixtape to the Lace Up album.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really feeling it. He's got good beat selection, I will say that, like instrumentally.
One thing that I was thinking of, I said it out loud a couple times, is he has some of the better instrumentals of people starting out,
Yeah,
especially 2012.
yeah.
And then he just ruins them.
Yeah,
It's the lyrics.
lyrically he thinks he's on to something.
Mhm.
Like he goes for as many like references as he can.
He's trying to make as many people like him and feel like he fits in as possible.
Right, that's how we for sure perceive it, at least.
Yeah.
One thing we kept talking about was just like the repetitiveness of some of the stuff he talked about. I know you went and did a count on it. I got to go through our messages to find the one I did. Why don't you start with yours?
I think it was the first album. I think it was Lace Up, that we noticed he repeats a lot of, I guess they're kind of ad-libs, but he works them into his verses, so they're not really ad-libs. It's just stuff he says a lot.
Right.
The one that I noticed a lot is he says Kells a lot,
Mhm.
which is just Kelly, Machine Gun Kelly, just
Right,
shortened.
just another name for
He
him.
gave himself like a pet name, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I doubt any of his friends just call him Machine Gun Kelly. They probably call him like
Coulson.
or MGK,
You think-
maybe.
Maybe. It'd be weird to think that they would call him Kells or Gunna.
Yes, he calls himself.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. He says Kells a lot. And Lace Up, the first album, he says it 9 times.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like a lot. Listening through however many songs, 15 songs?
I believe it was 15.
He says it 9 times within 15 songs. That's
Mhm.
quite a lot.
Right.
Album 2, don't remember, says it 15 times.
Holy shit.
So, average of once per song.
Right.
Way too many times. Way too many. And it would be like he'd lay down a verse and he'd go, Kells.
Yeah.
as if it was like a period.
Yeah.
Like a solid period.
He's just
And,
putting that stamp on there.
like, I did that.
Yeah.
Kells.
Holy shit. And like, this is probably a weird thing to like nag about, is like how many times he says something. But I think it's the fact, like, if you go through and you listen to all of his available albums on Spotify,
Mhm.
back to back to back, you're going to just like, it's going to get stuck in your head.
Mhm.
That's what
You're
happened
gonna
with us.
I ended up looking for it as I was listening.
Right.
I was like, it's gonna happen.
It's just a little Easter egg at that point. And it's
Yeah.
just, every time it happened, it sent a little shiver down your spine of just like anger. Just like, yeah. And just,
Why did you didn't need to say it
Right.
once.
I don't get it.
I can get it, like, say it a couple times, but not enough to where I'd recognize that you're saying it a lot.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
other rappers, they say their names.
right.
Baby Keem talks about himself. J.
Yeah.
Cole says J or Cole World.
Cole World. Yeah.
Not enough that I'm thinking about it consciously.
Right. And it could just be that we are biased, you know, like
Yeah,
we weren't having
but it's
a
a
good
lot.
time.
And
It
that's
is a
not
lot.
the only one. But then album 3, he says it 1 time.
Okay.
So, and then I took a little note as I was looking through all the lyrics.
Mm.
What happened? Did
Where'd it
someone
go?
did someone tell him to stop, or did he just like?
Oh, I'm going to chill.
It's just conscious. I was curious. Is this conscious? Did he think about, man, I say Kells a lot, or did someone tell him, or is it just coincidence?
Was album 3 Gunner?
Maybe.
Because then he says Gunna a lot on that
I
one.
think it was.
So maybe he can only have so many at one time. He had to drop Kells
Kells ran out of juice
to be able to become Gunna.
Well, that's what's funny is you get to album 4 and he says it twice, so he says it still.
Okay.
But at that point, I think listening in the moment to 3 and 4, I think I was still looking for it, and I didn't even realize that he wasn't saying it anymore.
Right.
Because
You're just so used to hearing it.
Yeah, it like tuned out, so I didn't even know he only said it once and then twice, and then he makes this sort of transition in album 5, sort of says it 0 times, album 6, which is 2021,
I think, and then the deluxe came out. I'll pull it up.
It was like the bass edition, and then the deluxe came out the next year, but it's also said it 0 times in that one. So
they both came out in 2020.
Oh, okay.
They both came out in 20. We're dead wrong. Oh well.
What
do you do?
He ended up not saying his own name. I don't know if that has to do with someone telling him, or if it has to do with the transition.
He's punk now.
Or it could be, this is a note that I made, he has ghostwriters.
Yeah. He had it for his diss track.
Diss track, every single song. He has his rights. He wrote at least part of the songs.
Hang on.
I want to
keep talking.
I want to say that he wrote. I didn't even notice.
I'm sorry. I just looked over and saw that. There's a little ASMR for y'all.
It feels so much farther away from my face now.
Yeah, if you're not watching this, you're listening. Mikey's pop filter wasn't all the way down on his mic, and I was looking over and it's just driving me nuts.
It did feel close to me. This feels more natural.
Sorry.
Yeah, he has ghostwriters. So he does write part of the songs because his name is in the rights.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he writes the verses
because those are the weaker sections.
Mm-hmm. He has amazing choruses, and I hate that I'm saying that.
Yeah,
but I gotta give him props.
Yeah,
I don't think it's him that writes the choruses, but they're really solid and they're his songs.
Right. It's all speculation of what is he actually doing, and I mean, a bunch of people have writers. You know, it's not a crazy thing.
It's not crazy, but
especially for the music he goes into, you know, like there's gonna be, especially him being on like a big label and stuff, he's gonna have writers to make him catchy and like
industry
radio.
Now. It's not personal,
right? But it's just.
I want to say on his first albums, it was probably his friends that helped him write. I doubt he hired somebody to help him.
Right. Yeah,
I didn't look too far into it, but
they're just like producers and stuff, like in the studio making suggestions along the way. Still weird,
and it could be like beat stuff,
right?
Yeah, but I just wanted to say that he did have ghostwriters, especially on the diss track, which rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and me. Why you shouldn't have?
If you're gonna go after somebody in a song like that, especially Eminem.
Do it yourself.
You've got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You have to.
Because now I'm just thinking he snuck his name on there and he probably didn't write any of it.
Right. He's like, oh, this will help me pop a little bit. I'm kind of falling off. It feels like I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't know why he's mad that I made comments about his underage daughter. Why is Eminem mad at me about that?
Yeah.
Super cool guy. Especially, he can't even do it himself. He's got to get help to go after him. Is just sad.
Without being super mean and roasting him, I don't think he has the mental capacity. This is going to sound mean no matter what I say. I don't think he has the mental capacity or fortitude to make some of the comments in his diss that he did in Rap Devil.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Maybe the weird beard part. That was probably him.
Yeah, that one for sure. He said it, and he was looking around the room like,
"You got a weird beard, right?"
You like that line? I just thought of that.
Off the top.
Meanwhile, he's been just sitting, like walking around his house, just like thinking, just like, what am I gonna say?
He had how he wanted to
do. He's watching that cypher Eminem did on like BET, where he's like, "That's an awfully hot coffee pot," and
you got a weird beard. I'm gonna use that.
I gotta.
His beard looks kind of weird.
I wish I could grow a beard.
Now he doesn't want one. He'd look too old.
That's true. He's too busy being a 31-year-old man writing songs about being a high schooler. Super cool. Did you have any more stats before we go too far into that too?
I think that was all the count that I did. There were more counts that we could have done.
I did one count.
I only wanted to do Kells because I didn't want to look for too much more.
My brain was hurting after I finished my first count, and I had plans on doing another one. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
You. If you're doing them both at the same time, that's different, but you would have to go baback again.
Right. I didn't want to lose my spot, and I was using just my phone calculator to keep up with where I was at. If I would have done a pen and paper, it would have been
tally
easier.
marked.
Yeah, see, that's what I should have done. But I had my iPad in one hand, my phone in the other, and I was just scrolling through the iPad and, like, adding it up. So he's from Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
tell you.
He will proudly tell you. Until the later albums, I wasn't smart enough to do the percentage for each album like you were. I just did the total. He references Cleveland 29 times in his music, and that's not including the usage of the wordage the city or my city
or the land.
No, I included the land.
Oh, you did?
I did include the land because it's a term for
it's
Cleveland.
Very specific for
right.
Cleveland.
I didn't go just like base term of the city or my city.
Mm-hmm.
That could be included too, and it would have probably been 100 times that he would have said it. I wouldn't be surprised because there was the one song specifically where it's like, I'm from the land or whatever.
Yeah, Till I Die.
Yeah, okay.
That's one of the like 3 or 4 songs that I really knew.
Right, because it was on 2K.
It's 2K, yeah.
Yeah. I think because of that song alone, since he's just repeating I'm from the land, I think that one added up 15 references to Cleveland alone.
That's an annoyingly large amount.
Yeah.
Even I know that's what the song is about, but that is so many times. You didn't have more to say?
I think we're just being petty, like breaking down how many times he says this.
That song is basically just a hook, and that's it.
Yeah. That song wouldn't feel like a problem if it wasn't for how many times like we've heard him talk about Cleveland and like I'm putting Cleveland on the map. It's like there's no one from Cleveland before you. Like Kid Cudi? No. LeBron didn't play. Okay, yeah.
LeBron is the king of Cleveland. So
right.
And man.
This is just...
It just irks me.
Yeah.
I'm actually angry right now.
We kind of tried to dive deeper since we're only doing like one artist this episode. You know, we want to try to give more perspective of why we do and don't like the experience.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't discussed where we're putting him on the list. We haven't talked about that yet. So
this is going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a better way to do it. That way they can see. I
don't think we're going to disagree.
Probably not. No.
I did have more to say.
Well, rattle it off.
We're jumping back and forth, but you're going to get the idea.
Yeah.
We're just steamrolling this fool. So, yeah, no, my biggest problem with him, especially now, is it's all about money for him now.
Right.
I don't think he really cares that much about how personal it is to him, as long as he can make some money off of it. Because why do you need Travis Barker so much?
Yeah.
And it's another thing. We could rant about that, too, because people play drums.
Right.
There's so many other drummers you can use.
As iconic as Travis Barker is, I don't want to take away from him.
No, not at all. He's one of the best drummers ever.
Right. Just the way he plays in Blink 182 is some of the most iconic drum parts.
Yeah.
Like, so much fun to listen to. But the trend of just throwing Travis Barker on a song to make it sound more punk or to give it that edge of like, oh, look, this punk dude is in this.
Yeah.
Sucks, man.
It's the same thing as like restaurants using red, yellow, or orange because it makes you hungry.
Right.
You're like, Travis Barker, this is going to be emo
dope.
as hell.
Yeah. It's just, I don't remember. Trying to think of like other drummers that would be dope to see get more shine, like the dude from Ocean's 8 Alaska.
Ocean's 8 Alaska, yeah, he's nuts.
he's a robot the way he plays. Just he's so stiff, his neck is just cranked the whole time.
But that's because he's putting his entire soul into his playing.
Yeah.
And I would love to see him, Aaron Giuseppe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why the hell has no one used Dave Grohl? He's not emo, but holy shit, use iconic drummers, man.
I would die for Dave Grohl. I talking about people not using him. One of my favorite albums of all time is the Queens of the Stone Age album that Dave Grohl plays on, Songs for the Deaf.
Mm-hmm.
Have you listened to it at all? I kind of talked about it the
Queens
other day.
of the Stone Age fan.
I was telling you at work about how we're losing the plot here, but I gotta just talk about it for a second.
It's fine.
Dave, for that album, if I'm remembering correctly, got asked to come play drums, and I think because like he was having problems with Foo Fighters, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go do this thing for a little bit," and they were recording, and he specifically wanted cowhide drum heads, from what I remember, because of the sound, and I believe they had to specialty make them because nobody just like had them anymore. And listening to the way the drums sound on that record is incredible. The song No One Knows, I think that's the title. I'm so bad at names. Has some of my favorite little drum fills in it. I don't know how to explain it, but just the overall sound of the drums is incredible. And he has some of the most iconic drum parts made from that, Nirvana.
That's a huge thing. There's so many other bands other than Blink-182.
Right. Get Trey
you
Cool.
Trey Cool.
Why not bring, if we're doing just punk drummers?
Yeah.
Why not go get from one of the other godfathers of punk, Green Day?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're a true fan, you don't even need the big name drummers.
no. You just
name any emo pop punk band. Use that fucking drummer.
do better. Just
Just
music industry. Do
Don't
better.
be like this.
Just put more people on.
Like use Danny Washington from Neck Deep.
True.
That would be sick.
Incredible drummer.
Yeah. Or like a metal drummer. They know more than just metal.
Right.
It takes a lot of skill to play metal.
But being able to play it, you can play whatever style. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
If it's about having the drummer, then you'll choose crazy drummers. It's
Right.
about having Travis Barker's name.
Right. It's solely for the name.
Listening to MGK's music, I don't even notice when Travis Barker's playing.
I couldn't tell you, other than like seeing his name pop up here and there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known it's him playing. There's nothing
Which,
extraordinary
honestly,
about
good
it.
for him.
Yeah, he got the bag. Yeah,
He found a little niche for him to do, since Blink-182 is not doing anything.
right. I don't know if I can.
There's
keep
more
talking
that I
about
could
MGK.
say about that, but we would take forever.
Yeah, How long you think we've been going? A little time check.
Like an hour.
47 minutes. So this is flying.
We are flying, and I have more to say. Did you have any more on that?
No, I want to hear what you got.
So I'm a big fan of the compliment sandwich, where you say some good and then you trash whatever it is, and
Let's
then you
hear
say
it.
some good again.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little bit of that. One good thing, he does charity for Cleveland.
Yeah.
That was something I was curious about, because
All the references.
if you put it on the map, you
better be
and
helping.
you're so proud of being from Cleveland, which, be proud of where you're from. Anyway, I was curious, he has all this money now. Is he actually doing anything? He does charity work for Cleveland. I believe, I didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure it was like meals.
Oh, okay.
Like he donated meals to like Cleveland,
Good for him.
because he says in one of his songs, "I ain't got no food for my stomach."
Oh my god. I was not ready for that.
But he talks about not having food, so there's the giving back. I don't know if he thought of that himself, but whatever person influenced him, or if he did it himself,
Right.
good on him.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna trash him.
Oh yeah.
I think I said this already, but makes music for e-girls and e-boys, and he's 31.
People who want to be punk to be trendy.
Yeah.
They don't listen to any other like actual punk group that's current. they're just on it for the trend. They're on
Yeah.
it for the style.
I think it's different because we grew up with a lot of these bands that these kids are discovering.
Right.
It's like we knew about them and we're not moved on. We just found other stuff we like.
Yeah, I mean, while we're talking about that, like he's making it specifically like for people that aren't into it, you know, like it's like a gateway. Please advance past and like go just listen to Neck Deep. The story so far.
Don't stop at MGK. There's so
There-
many better bands.
Narwolves. It's the list could go on. I could go on forever. Man Overboard. So many sick punk bands.
Yeah. That are influenced by these older bands like Blink-182 and
Green Day. And Fugazi.
Fall Out Boy.
Right. Just if you like that, it gets better. Okay.
Hit that similar artists.
Yeah.
Hit it. Go through them. Man, I could harp on that forever, but now I'm going to get on e-girls and e-boys. They don't actually like it. They like it because other people like it. It's a style.
Who unironically listens to emo girl? That's what I want to know.
Probably not even MGK's friends.
You think Megan Fox?
Megan Fox probably is like, yeah, babe, and then doesn't hear it ever
I'm an
again.
emo girl. Yeah.
I'm definitely an emo. I have black hair. Did you see me wearing my stepson's shirt? That was so cool. That was so
That's
emo
so
of me.
random. That's so raw XD of me, dude. That's so random.
Like, I don't see Pete Davidson listening to emo girl and going, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, this is it. Yeah. No, he's too busy doing that bad like vampire interlude and the alien one where he's like, I'm coming down on my mushrooms right now. He's like, that's sick. Yeah.
It's me, Dracula. Not funny, man.
No, well,
you're a
you're
comedian. Why are you failing?
I love Pete Davidson. I'm not trying to have him like catch a stray here.
Yeah, no, I love
Just-
Pete Davidson too. That wasn't it though.
If we're talking about irks, I just referenced him saying he was coming down off of mushrooms during that interlude. One of the most frustrating things about his music for me is the way he talks about drug use.
As if he's bragging.
As if he's bragging, but then he's also like, I'm struggling with my sobriety. Like, I need to do better. I need to do better for my kid. But then the next song is like, let's fucking split a pill and break up, dude. Like,
Or in this, whatever song, I think it's Split a Pill is the name of the song, where he's like, I'm so sober right now. It's great. Let's split a pill because I'm sober.
right.
I think that's kind of like the point of the song, but you shouldn't be glorifying drug use like that.
Especially if you really have a problem, like the way you're making it sound.
That's something I talk about in a little. I'll talk about
Okay.
that at the end. But if you're really gonna influence these younger kids
Right.
with your music, they're gonna go back and listen to that, and they're gonna
Right.
hear about how you're chopping up white lines in the bathroom, and then you go kiss your daughter goodnight. What a great example you're setting for children.
Using razor blades to take the edge off or whatever that
Yeah.
line was. Yeah.
That's either about him cutting himself or chopping up cocaine. Either way,
Why? Yeah.
if you're if you're making it for adults, do it because it's honest.
But you're
He's
clearly-
targeting kids now. You shouldn't be talking about that.
No, not at all. What's your next one?
Oh, that was one of them. Talked about addictions almost proudly.
Yeah.
If you listen to his music closely, he'll do that flip flop of, man, I love doing drugs, but it makes me feel bad, so I'm sober. I don't like being sober. I'm gonna do drugs, but drugs make me feel bad, and I can't see my daughter when I do drugs, so I'm gonna do better for her. Man, being sober sucks. Split a pill. I just hate that.
Yeah.
Something he said in an interview is he isn't abandoning hip hop yet,
Okay.
which is interesting because that's all he's released. After Hotel Diablo,
Right.
he had one song on there that I thought was pretty good because it was a mix of his rap and
The punk
his
style.
punky emo, whatever he's trying to do.
Right.
And if he just did that, I wouldn't have a problem with his music.
For sure.
But he was like, "Yo, they like that punk emo stuff. I do too."
he's doing whatever. He's following the bag.
Yeah.
Props to him.
Yeah, props. He found the bag and he's chasing it. Doesn't make you cool.
No,
doesn't make me like you.
It makes your music just so flatter than his voice on the Paramore cover.
Whoa. I never meant to brag.
It's better than the auto-tune that he had on there was.
Whoa.
Holy shit. One of the things that irked me about listening to his music was the way he talked about his relationship with his dad and his relationship with his daughter. Is that on your list?
No, but I would like to talk about that. I had forgotten that.
Okay.
I'll let you talk about
I mean,
that.
I kind of blocked out his music pretty quick. Like, I tried to get it out of my head.
You listened it and got what you needed from it.
Yeah, figured out that I knew I didn't like his music. He just would talk about how his dad wasn't there. He had a shitty at-home life with his dad or whatever. He knew he was trouble at age 11 or whatever that line was.
And that's another thing that he bragged about, which is weird.
Yeah. Even though then later on the Punk album, he was like, left school because everyone fucking sucked. All right, man. Which was it? Also, you're 30. Why are you talking about that?
Was it that you were so cool and you got in trouble all the time and you were smoking weed at 11? It's so sick. Yeah. Or was it because everybody around you sucked?
Right.
Because those are two different
people. They all
people,
bullied you.
Very different stories.
Right.
That couldn't be the same person.
No. But back to his dad and daughter, he just talks about how much him and his dad didn't have a relationship, how bad it was. I can't remember the specifics, but then he'll talk about how he wants to provide a better life for his daughter and be there for her, which is great. But then there's one song where it's like, I can't be here for you because he wasn't here for me kind of thing. Like, it was weird.
Yeah, it was like, what I remember, I don't remember exact lyrics or the story of it, is like his dad was really awful. Wasn't there for him, treated him like shit. And then, but he talks about him being a father first.
Right.
And it's kind of like he got that out of the way, where he's like, I'm a pretty bad father, bragging about it.
Right.
I'm doing drugs in the bathroom before or after I kiss her goodnight, try to kill myself in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But don't think about that because my dad was bad to me.
Right. My dad wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Not a good look.
No, it's not. Definitely, I don't whether he intentionally did it. I don't know why he would intentionally do it or not. I'm just gonna pretend like he didn't intentionally do that. It just seemed like he was trying to cover up the fact that he's not a great father.
Right.
I don't know if he is now. I don't know what their relationship's like. I didn't look into it, but it just felt like he was like, yeah, I'm a bad father. But my dad, get this. You think it's hard.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what else. You have more on your list?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Going back to how he switched up his style. If he's really not abandoning hip hop, why is it zero hip hop?
I mean, you could make an argument that on one of the songs it had like more trap inspired drums on it and like I guess had rap influence on there. I mean, punk in general kind of has like a rap influence on it.
It's the same amount of anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
different means to an end.
Yeah, it's literally just about the money. This is what's popping right now. I'm gonna go secure this real quick.
Yeah.
And the thing that pisses me off too about him being in this like punk lane now is the way he's gone after other punk bands for like the fucking shoes they wear on stage.
Boy, you're a rookie.
Right.
If that.
It's like, yeah, okay, these punk bands that make like genuine, like heartfelt music that you can connect to.
This is exactly who they are.
Right. Yeah, they don't have rap money. Like,
Mhm.
sorry, they're not signed to Atlantic or whatever.
Interscope.
Right, whatever you're on. They're on these smaller, great labels that are so good for the scene. Pure Noise.
Yeah.
Shout out Pure Noise.
Pure Noise is one of the best labels.
Story
in
so
that scene.
far, 4 years strong. Narwolves was on there. I'm blanking on others, but one of my favorite punk like scene labels out there.
Yeah.
Just incredible. So to go after people for the shoes that they're wearing because they're wearing comfy shoes, and you're like, you need to have a whole crazy outfit on because you're a performer. You're putting on a show.
That's what your label is telling you, man.
Right, like
These guys are playing their music. They're not making music for money. They're making it for themselves.
these bands don't have, even though they have diehard fans, right? A diehard core audience, they don't have major label money for like the stage production you do or for the wardrobe that you do. They're cramping in vans and going place to place.
Yeah, they're
play
in
these
U-Hauls,
shows.
man.
Yeah, just maybe not some of the bands we listed. Like they probably have it a little
there are
better.
bands that have money, but they don't have like
Rapper, like big industry
like
money.
two houses kind of money.
Right, not Megan Fox type money. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
so
what on that same topic, I saw I caught that interview clip on TikTok through This Wildlife.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I follow them. And it was just him ranting. It's like a Zoom call or something.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about how they're not actually punk because they're wearing like sneakers and like comfortable shoes. I'm in pain because I'm wearing whatever the fuck he said.
I'm wearing these fucking like Doc Martens or some shit.
You don't
like,
have to wear Doc Martens.
no.
You can wear it because you like them.
And like
no one's making you. These guys are wearing comfortable shoes because they're in the middle or at the end of their tour and they know they're going to be standing a lot.
yeah,
They're not an idiot like you.
and they're also performing while they're up there. They're doing those signature like fucking stomps and like jumping and stuff. Like you're up there, wide stance,
Barely play guitar.
barely playing guitar, just simple strum patterns and just it.
Guitar around your ankles.
Right. It's just infuriating. And he went after Slipknot. Like, why would you go after Slipknot?
Yeah.
You have nowhere near.
Especially Slipknot's fan base.
Right.
You're crazy.
And to do it like at a festival that they're playing at where that their fans are there, all because Corey Taylor didn't think he was a good fit for one of your songs. Like he made a
was
decision.
just being honest.
Right. And it didn't have to do necessarily, he wasn't saying that like the song was bad. He literally just didn't think he was the right fit.
Yeah.
You should respect him for that. He was trying to help your art, and instead you throw a fit.
Yeah, he's trying his best to guide you in the right direction.
Right.
You're mad that he didn't Travis Barker you, where he's like, "Sure, man, I'll play the hi-hat and a snare."
Yeah, if I could throw my name on it, like, give me some money. Like they don't. Corey Taylor doesn't need that. Slipknot doesn't need that. They're legends. And for you to get butthurt over not getting a feature, that way you can get clicks off of that is just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to your list. Sorry. That just pissed me off.
No, that was a good rant and left turn. We needed that.
Yeah.
We gotta keep that anger before we get to the good. This kind of ties in with the hip hop. I'm gonna backtrack. This is the hip hop.
Okay.
I'm interested if when he does drop a rap song, is it gonna be like his old rap? 'Cause I will say I didn't love his rap. It's because of the lyrics, like we've been talking about. I like his rap more than his pop punk, though. Except for the pop punk choruses that someone else definitely writes.
Right. His choruses are very solid on the punk stuff. I will say that. But a lot of it is also very generic.
Yeah.
At the same time, like I think that's more so just the song structure and the verses, like just overall lyrical content. But goddamn, does he have some catchy choruses?
He does. Yeah.
As far as the rap music, I think the best thing about it, like we said earlier, is beat selection. He does have some really good beats. I won't take that away from him. There's just, I guess I'm just fully biased. There was a few songs where I'd be like, yeah, I didn't hate that, but I didn't.
Like Till I Die. Very catchy.
Right. I didn't save it though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to go listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
if I was from Cleveland, maybe.
Probably not.
Probably go watch LeBron play basketball in LA over that.
Right. Yeah, just just road trip out there. It's
Yeah.
like,
I would just move.
yeah.
If MGK ever came back to Cleveland, I would move.
Yeah, he something I told you whenever we were talking about how many times he said stuff is on the later albums, he drops the Cleveland. Like he only said it 1 or 2 times on the last 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
And it just very quickly switched to like Hollywood, California, very generic for punk songs.
I got those vibes, dude.
Yeah. He made several references to like, I'm not a California whore, whatever that is. Like
it's slang that he learned when he first got there, I'm sure.
Okay.
He's like, this is how everybody talks.
Or Hollywood whore. Hollywood whore is
yeah.
what he said. Some might argue you are with the way you've just kind of sold out on your music.
Not a Hollywood whore.
You're very industry.
You're the definition.
Yes.
That's what Hollywood does.
Yep.
As it's a machine. Whatever gets caught in the machine becomes Hollywood.
Yep.
Enough about Hollywood. This also ties in. This is what I was originally going to say when I brought up him talking about he's not done with hip hop. He's just a different person, which ties in with the California thing.
Right.
Rap MGK is a completely different person than Hollywood MGK, and I think that's the Hollywood making him soft.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what I'm thinking about is all these friends that he's rapping about, like fucking Free Chase, dude.
Free Chase, dude. And Slim.
Slim. What do they think? Do you still talk to them? I'm curious. Also, what do they think of your pop punk? Do they also think he's just chasing the bag? Why is he not talking about gang shit anymore?
Well, if they're still homies, then I'm sure they're getting getting residuals of that,
I'm
know.
sure.
So they're probably not mad, but probably behind your back they've probably said some shit.
Well,
that's just speculation. But
This is all speculation.
Right.
If it was me, I'm your friend for the money and nothing else. We're not gonna hang out.
right.
I don't want to deal with you and your drug problems.
Unless he's just completely upfront with them and is like, listen, this is only for the money.
Yeah,
Like I don't give a fuck about
I would
this.
respect that.
Right.
Yeah,
That would be more understandable, like as a friend, to be like, this is solely for the bag. I'm gonna help y'all out.
Mhm.
Like, why wouldn't you do that for your friends?
yeah.
But I don't know. It just, yeah, he's a whole different person now. It doesn't make sense listening to that journey of him talking about like getting arrested, selling drugs, like being homeless, whatever.
Hello, officer.
Right. Yeah. Free Chase.
Yeah.
And then hearing him talk about kissing under the bleachers and
Falling in love with a girl.
Right.
You're 30.
You're
You shouldn't be
30,
saying
you're
girl. I'm
31, I
23 and I don't say girl.
Right.
Why
Stop it.
are you around minors? Are you talking about your daughter's friends? That's fucking creepy,
Sure hope
dude.
not. I don't want to think about that, man.
Well, he does cocaine, so maybe.
Maybe. And mushrooms. And he is weed.
Yeah, that's like I understand that people get the weed personality because they're just high all the time. I've never heard anybody say I'm weed.
That's a whole nother level.
I think Snoop Dogg would never say that.
No.
Snoop Dogg's like, shut up. just smoke it and leave it.
Smoke.
Keep it in your head.
Right.
He wasn't on marijuana when he said that. I guarantee it.
No, he was completely sober, and
He probably didn't even know he smelled like weed.
I like to imagine that scenario. Like he didn't even have weed on him. He just had like a vape or like
The cloud of smoke was the cocaine powder.
He just had like a zero nicotine vape and just like blew a cloud in Megan Fox's face, and she's like, "Whoa!"
She's like, "Oh, I'm kind of blind," and then he just like ran off.
Yeah.
He's like, that'll get her attention. I'll
Right.
get her number next time.
For sure. She's gonna drink my blood. You saw that, right? Like, didn't they drink each other's blood after they got engaged?
No way.
I swear that's real. I swear that's real.
I actually believe that.
If it's not, sorry.
If it was, there's no way it's their blood. It's probably like fake blood. I made fake blood before. It tastes good because it's like syrup and shit.
Yeah, it's like chocolate syrup. And,
Yeah. Dude, I would love to show 2012 MGK emo girl just to see if
he would call himself so corny.
he would probably say some slurs. Like, where is this fool? I'm gonna beat him up.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any more points that you want to hit real quick?
I have a good point.
Okay.
Oh no, there was one thing. This isn't MGK, so I'll say my good point. He apparently did go to therapy and stopped using drugs. I don't know if this is. I think it was a 2021 article, so I guess it was after Tickets to My Downfall.
Okay.
It didn't say specifically he went to rehab, but he obviously was doing heavy drugs because he mentions cocaine and white lines and
There's one song.
pills.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if he went to rehab at all.
There's for sure one song specifically too where he's like, I don't need a rehab.
Yeah, I'll split a pill instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go split this pill. I don't need a single rehab. And it's just it's weird to think about, like, if he would have done that before, like, or if is sober now, is he gonna keep doing it though for like the clout and for
It's
like
just gonna get more generic pop punk,
yeah,
emo, whatever the fuck he wants to call it. I don't even know what to call it. It's just sound
yeah.
that little kids love. But yeah, he went to therapy, which is good because he talked heavily about trying to kill himself, and
Right.
I think more than one song.
Yeah.
So good for him for that.
Yeah, we all need it.
Stop using. That's good.
Yeah.
I hope that's true.
For sure.
How will
Especially
it
for him,
impact
for
his
his
music?
daughter. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's a good thing. And then sort of MGK, not MGK. He is signed to Interscope, which has
Okay.
a crazy list of artists. If you're curious, you can look through, but just to name like the biggest artists, and they're on the label.
Okay.
Like they have like Billie Eilish and
Right.
Celeste. Celeste isn't huge, but she has amazing music, way better
Right.
than MGK. I was just gonna say I'm proud of Interscope, even though they have all these bag getters that they have, the huge long list. I scrolled for like 10 scrolls and I was only in the C's. Like they have a long list of artists. Props to them for picking up MGK because they knew that the bag was coming.
True. Did you see when they got him? Was it for this record?
I think it was probably...
Because he was on Bad Boy.
He was on Bad Boy. I think it was after Rap Devil happened that Bad Boy was like, bro.
Or his contract just ended.
He says in a song that something happened.
Oh, really?
I think
okay,
so.
I missed that then.
Something about like the label didn't like him anymore. It was probably because he just made a fool of himself.
Right.
And there are rap labels, and you can't... How are you going to do that on Bad Boy?
Right. I do remember seeing a clip too. I think it was... I don't know if it was him trying to get signed to Interscope or after they already had it. He was showing them, I think, the music he was working on. And there's a video of him on like the conference table acting like he's playing guitar and like jumping around and stuff. And it's one of the most cringy videos I've ever seen. If you haven't seen that, go find it. It's bad.
I imagine it'd be like a scene out of Dave where the label's just like, bro, what are you doing?
There's this...
Especially Puff. Like, I'm sure he is upset.
Yeah.
Or was. I'm sure he's over it now because he's on Bad Boy and he's Puff.
Right.
Daddy, so.
You don't need MGK.
No, you could just be yourself.
Yeah.
You don't even need a label.
No.
I think that was all my notes, though.
Well, let me pull up our ranking.
Oh, but I was proud of Interscope for picking up, but I'm upset because of the because of the list that they have of artists. They didn't need MGK.
No,
And
but
that just kind of makes them look a little bit bad because they have them. But I understand.
yeah, money's money. Where you came way more prepared,
Mm-hmm.
where do you want to see MGK?
I think because of the list we have with A Day to Remember at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
A Day to Remember had 2 albums that I liked a lot. MGK didn't have a single album that I liked a lot.
I agree.
I think he had at least one album that was decent.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst music I had ever heard, because I had
No.
heard that on either earlier or at Tickets to My Downfall.
Right.
So I say he's our new low.
I fully agree. As much as we shit on A Day to Remember in the first episode for how bad their last album got, I at least remember songs off of it. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
I could name a lot more songs off of the albums I don't like of A Day to Remember than I can name
MGK's entire discography.
Yeah,
Same.
except for the hits.
Yeah. Well,
But even some of the hits, it's lost to me what they're called because I don't care.
right. Well,
And again, this is probably biased, but it's our podcast and it's all opinion, really.
yeah,
so
deal with it. If you don't like it, let us know, though.
and
need
we're
to know your
snobs
reaction.
and we're right.
Right. We know everything about music.
Right.
We're drummers. We're both in bands.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't plug that in the first one.
We didn't.
Let's just do it now while we're talking about
Yeah.
it.
We do it at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drum, help produce, make music in a band called Afloat with my good friend Ethan. He's the mastermind of all the songwriting. You know, I'm there to help give any insight and stuff. But we've been playing for like 5 or 6 years now, I think, which is
Mhm.
weird to think about.
I think my camera probably died.
Did it really?
I don't know.
Do you want to look? We're going to take a quick pause real quick. Hang on. Let's get a clap. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Fucking nailed that one.
That was a loud one.
That was a good one. All right. Well, our video stopped recording on both cameras. So
we didn't think about it.
no, we forgot. So if you're watching, sorry about the weird pause where there's just going to be our logo.
But we're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back.
After we
Hopefully-
talked about the majority of what
Yeah,
we did.
yeah.
It'll be okay.
I'm curious of what clips we're going to be able to get from this
The
and what we
sports.
have. Yeah, we need
That's
that.
good, though. We need
Yeah.
that.
Back to what I was saying, though. Playing a band called Afloat. We're on Spotify, all the music platforms. Mikey and our other friend, Blue, is they're supposed to help us out. We want to start playing more live shows, and the stuff that we have wrote for the last 2 years has been more than Ethan and I can play by ourselves. Starting out, we were just bass and drums, and we've started adding more guitar parts and key parts, and so we want to get back into live music. Haven't played since December of 2019, I believe, was the last show we played.
I think I went to that one.
I know it was with a band called Bad Luck from like New York. It was like
Yeah.
on my birthday. We want to start playing more shows, and so we're going to have Mikey and Blue step in and help us play.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I also produce and rap with my good friend Scotty.
That's good that you plug in your rap after we just destroyed a rapper.
Yeah, I like it.
To be fair, it's a different rap.
It's a different style. We haven't addressed this. Well, we kind of did. We talked about OU, OSU. We're from Oklahoma.
Right.
I don't know if I've referenced Oklahoma other than one time, and the reference didn't hold up because this isn't on our Spotify or anything. The song isn't, but it was like reppin' OKC, like I'm PG-13.
Oh,
He wasn't around for long.
no. And it was a sad stay.
Yeah. So I think after that, I was like, I'm just not going to address it. Bad things happen when I address it.
Yeah.
But our music's under the name Final Thoughts. Check that out.
Stream Cheap Thrills.
Stream Cheap Thrills. It's our newest song. We put it out in January. You know more about it than I do. I told you about it every day until it came out. So check it out. Maybe we can throw links into our stuff on the YouTube.
On YouTube, and I guess clips that I
Yeah.
could probably clip this or something.
Yeah.
I'll
Tell
leave
us-
all of this in. It'll be a really long clip, and then it'll have all of your links.
Perfect.
And our links.
Tell us about yours.
So our band is very new. We have a Christmas EP out,
It's very good.
and it's all covers, but we do have a Christmas EP out on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and YouTube. We're Boy Sleep, BOY Sleep. And we should have music out this year. We're planning on it, but
It's very fun music.
it's two of us, and we both work full-time jobs, and I'm in a podcast, and
Yeah.
I do other things that it's just life. So
It's tough, man.
it's a slow album. Album work is slow,
Yeah.
especially now because he works 2 jobs, and he's a Thunder drummer.
Right. Very
So,
busy schedule.
Very busy guy.
But be on the lookout for Boy Sleep.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about Afloat and Boy Sleep potentially just being this weird blob for live shows where they'll help us play and we'll help them play.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we're talking about. So, if you're in the area, watch out for any announcements of shows. Hopefully we can figure that out in the near future. And if you're not in the area, find us and listen to it,
If you're not in the area, too bad.
Come.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come. And I'm gonna come.
I can't do his voice at all. I wish I could.
I'm gonna build a wall around China,
And then I'm gonna come.
and then I'm gonna come. Where?
Fuck. Oh my god.
That was a left turn. It's
That
okay.
was. Man, you have anything else you want to shout out? Any music recommendations you want to give? Any sports? Any games coming up you want to?
This is far into the future, I'm sure, but I'm still just super excited about Skyrim's Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. It was announced like 3 years ago, and it's probably going to be another 2 years, but I'm just such a big fan of Skyrim. So
Right.
that's what I'm really looking forward to. Other than that, I don't really
You got
have anything.
nothing. I'll just plug some music. If you don't listen to JPEG Mafia,
Oh, great.
he just dropped an
Yeah.
EP. Go listen to that. It's incredible.
Mhm.
JPEG's one of my favorite artists right now. State Champs just dropped a song with the singer of Neck Deep, Ben. It's
Mhm.
very
And
good,
they have
very
an EP.
catchy. Oh, they put out an EP? I
Mhm.
missed that. Okay, I just heard the single.
Mom Jeans just dropped their
Mom Jeans
album.
dropped.
I
I didn't listen to it yet.
It's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Hell yeah.
They're going in the right direction.
I'll have to
There's
give
one
that-
song we're kind of getting into critiquing, but there's one song that sounds very similar to Scott Pilgrim versus My GPA.
Right.
I don't know if it's intentional or not. It's still a good song,
Okay.
but it does feel like a sort of grab at straws.
Right.
It's the only critique that I have that's bad for that album so far. I've
I
only
still-
given it one listen through though. So
I still need to give it a listen. We both listened to the Earth Gang
yeah,
album that
Really
came out
good.
today. Really
Yeah.
good, solid. The song with J. Cole on it was sick.
the song with CeeLo Green and Nick Cannon
Was
is
actually-
my favorite off
Yeah.
of the album.
That was really good.
CeeLo Green rapping, I'm sure he's rapped before. I didn't know he could rap.
Oh, yeah.
And he killed it.
CeeLo Green's great. I forget about him, and whenever he pops back up, I'm just so happy. Like,
Because
whenever
he knows when to pop up.
Yeah. Do you watch American Dad? This is completely off subject.
Not as much as I watch Family Guy.
So
Or did. I
Right,
don't
right.
Constantly watch it.
there was one of my favorite episodes, CeeLo Green is in it, and he voices a hot tub. And he just sings constantly throughout the episode. If you haven't seen that, it's incredible.
That's
I highly
awesome.
recommend it. I can't tell you how many times I've just rewatched that episode. If I want to watch American Dad, that's the one I go watch. But I don't know. I mean, like we said, MGK is now the bottom of our list.
And I hate A Day to Remember More. I have this weird. I think it's the deep dive that I did into, like, he's trying to better himself,
right.
but at the same time he's still doing the bullshit money grabbing.
Right.
He's at the bottom for good reason, but I don't hate him as much as I hate A Day to Remember.
I feel that.
I think it's because it's a group of guys, and if I feel like I'm distributing it more than rather just that one guy. Same. Yep, he's at the bottom. I just had an aneurysm, dude. I'm dying.
I had something I was about to say too, and now I can't remember it. Holy shit.
MGK's trash.
Yeah, just let us know how you feel about MGK.
Yeah.
Let us know if we got it right or wrong.
If you don't want to listen through MGK, I think we understand.
Yeah. This isn't a suffering that I would recommend like I did with The Day to Remember. I didn't have fun. It's breaking my brain now to think about. Like I said, let us know if you felt the same. If we got it completely wrong, we'd love to hear from you. One thing we're talking about too is we've been trying to keep up where we're listening to artists that have connections. It's what we did with Issues, Woe Is Me, Chapel, Nightmares. I think that was it. We
have on our list other bands with other connections.
Right. For Your Strong A Day to Remember was the first one. We are talking about, well, from here, do we do Eminem?
Do we do Eminem? That's probably like the biggest, easiest connection to make. He has a lot of features.
Right. Solely because of the disses, too, how they went back and forth. Is obviously the connector. We kind of want to leave it up to y'all, though, is what we talked about. If we could get, we can make it a Twitter poll. We can make an Instagram poll on, like, the story.
Just use this as a clip.
Yeah. Let us know if you want to hear us go through Eminem next, or if you want us to just random generate an artist for the next one.
Yeah.
And don't forget to leave us suggestions for artists that you'd like to see on the list.
Email us at outofourleaguepod
at
AOL.com.
Yep.
Or you could DM us on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. I think our DMs are probably open.
They should be.
We're also on TikTok.
Yeah.
Please go give us views, because for whatever reason, our first TikTok popped, and then the rest of them are not doing good.
The first one got to like almost 800 views so fast. It's like 780 something, I think.
Yeah.
And then the next one got like
40.
And then the next one got like
28.
Yes.
Or something like that. Real low crash out of nowhere.
Yeah, if you know how to game the algorithm, I guess let us know, or just at least go give us follows. Even you don't have to interact with us, I guess, if you don't feel like it, but any support is good support.
Let us know that you're actually listening.
Yeah.
Because we have our analytics, but that doesn't tell us like if you actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. Any feedback would be awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening.
Yeah,
thank you for
listening.
If you listen to the first one, we greatly appreciate you. If you shared it with anyone, we love you even more.
Yeah.
It's weird to think people are listening to us.
Yeah.
But hopefully you can relate, you can agree. If not,
if not, that's your problem, but we understand.
Yeah.
Let us know if you disagree.
Like we said.
Yeah.
Please.
Because something we talked about, we're just rambling now.
Yeah,
it was getting to the end, but I'm adding on. Something we talked about is going back in episodes eventually and talking about stuff we did. Revisit stuff.
Yeah.
And that'll help if you guys interact with us, like talking about artists or stuff that happened in sports.
Right. Yeah. We need all the suggestions, we could get. We want to make this where people enjoy and feel like they're a part of this experience that we're trying to do with listening to an artist's discography in a day and
suffering or having a good time.
Right. But I think we're here. I think we're at the end.
Yeah.
So again, thanks. This has been Out of Our League. I don't think we said the name. I don't think.
I mean, we have the logo. And
shout out. I guess we could cut it. If not,
yeah.
Shout out Richards Printing. They let us make this banner.
Yeah.
Katie, like we said, made that logo for us. We love it. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Katie.
If not, that's gonna get cut. We'll have to shoot off a text. But I guess we can jump back in here and just say, thanks. Hope you liked it. Let us know and
share with your friends and family.
Yeah. Run it up. And bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now. Later.
You fucked it. We said we were going to do a signature bye-bye now as our outro.
We do it together.
1, 2, 3.
Bye-bye now.
You are out of my league.